Prince2 is one of the many methodologies out there to help you improve the efficiency of the deployment of your projects. Let's get it on and see how Prince2 is built and divided into, and how these elements correlate. We have the principles, which are the core values and should always be kept in view along the process of managing the project. Without even one of these principles, it's not considered a Prince2 project. Then we have the themes, which are basically knowledge areas that have to be addressed at the start of the project. Differently from the principles, the themes are more objective and therefore more specific. Lastly, we have the processes. They are a set of activities whose purpose is to achieve specific objectives, as for example, all activities involved in starting up a project. There are 7 items for all of these elements: 7 principles, 7 themes, and 7 processes. Let's take a look at the 7 principles. So the first principle is the continued business justification. First of all, we need to know why we are doing this work. Does it really bring compensating results? Even halfway to the end of the project, is it still worth doing it? The second principle is to learn from experience. Let's not try to invent the wheel. Somebody somewhere has already done it, if not exactly the same, pretty close. Besides, you can and should learn from your own experiences in order to repeat good practices and avoid common mistakes. You should have well-defined roles and responsibilities. People are the most valuable asset you have, so don't let them get lost. Everyone should know their place and their duties. The fourth principle is managed by stages. Don't try to cover everything at once. Dividing your project in parts makes it much easier to manage, as well as gives you the opportunity to have many small successes along the way, which is in fact very motivating. Focus on products is the fifth principle. Of course, nothing matters if you can't deliver a product your client is happy to have. Be sure to understand the needs of your client and the exact specifications of the product. Nothing more, nothing less. Manage by exception. Senior managers shouldn't be bothered all the time. To know when to escalate, you define ranges. What comes out of these ranges is an exception and should be then escalated. We come then to the last principle: tailor to suit the project environment. Each project is immersed in a particular environment, sometimes riskier, sometimes simpler. Sometimes you work with several partners and sometimes you work with your own team. This means that what you will use to manage your project should be tailored accordingly. These are principles you should always refer to during your project. And you should ask yourself, am I complying to these principles? If your answer is yes, then you are most probably going to the right direction. Thanks for watching and subscribe to receive our updates.